Okay team, catch-up video time with Steve Bullock. And we're going to start off on the Timber Trail day. No idea what day it was, but Timber Trail to Aotearoa and then on to Taoranui. Steve Bullock, how was that day?
Oh, tough day, but Mark wouldn't really know about that one because he had a cruisy day with replacing his seat.
Yeah, right, yeah, we don't need to talk about that. We're focusing on the ride at this stage.
Yeah, Timber Trail, it was hard in one day with loaded up bike, but got the first bit up the hill nicely. Quite pleased with that, but then boy, it goes on and on and on, and I was hoping for a nice cold drink at Epic, but there was no one to be found. Epic was actually empty. But
any
beautiful.
tips on strapping gear to your bike on the Timber Trail?
Well, yeah, good point. I did actually unfortunately lose one jandal and a nice seat pad that I had bought from the US.
So if anyone finds that, please let us know at...
Yeah. Oh, and these insect repellent that I had carefully brought from Auckland. But apart from that, and I turned around and went 2k's back up the track to see if I could find it, but no luck. So.
And Taoranui accommodation?
Taoranui accommodation was fantastic. Sarah miraculously came down from Auckland. Nice coincidence, and we stayed at her dad's place.
Good night. Got a chance to prepare my tent, which I'm very happy.
Thai restaurant, very good.
Thai restaurant.
Yep.
Okay, early start in the morning. We had breakfast with Sarah again.
Yeah.
Highlight.
Nice bacon and eggs. Fantastic.
Then on to Whakahoro.
Oh, Whakahoro.
Blue Duck and DOC campsite.
The Blue Duck.
Remember that day?
Yes, I think.
Oh yeah, that's the Owango Cafe.
Owango Cafe.
Remember, in the middle, we turned left. Went down past that other dodgy place.
Yes, there was a hotel there which was supposed to have coffees, and that looked derelict, to say the least. And then we looked further on and saw a little collection of cars and thought, oh, there might be something down there. And
there was.
Fantastic cafe.
Great lunch. That was a good day, actually.
Yep.
One of the good days. Whakahoro at the Blue Duck. Who do we meet there?
We met Carol Burford, an old school, a friend from way back. And she very kindly invited us up to her fancy lodge, where she was with horse riding mates, all women, and offered us a cold beer.
Very nice.
Which we didn't decline, of course.
And we good campsite there, good dock bunkhouse.
Bunkhouse, yeah.
A nice bath in the river, a bit cold.
Yeah.
A
few sandflies, but we know.
That's a good night.
Yep, good night.
Blue Duck Cafe closes early, by the way. Anyone is interested, they say 5 o'clock, but I think by 3 o'clock that's all over Red Rover.
Yeah.
Then Whakahoro to Pipariki, the famous bridge to nowhere.
Yes, tough. That was a tough ride.
What a day.
There was a lot of walking, getting off the bike.
And that was a dry day.
And it was dry, relatively dry, and it was open. It had been closed quite a bit. It was rough.
Yeah, that was a hard day. How long did it take us?
And it seemed to go forever.
I think we thought 6 hours would be ample, and we only just made the jet boat.
Yeah. And there was a lot of uphill as well. But
Bridge to Nowhere.
Bridge to Nowhere.
Yeah, highlight.
Yeah, fantastic. I had been there before from the other direction. Jet boat ride. Wow, I'm impressed with the way that guy loads those pikes onto the back. He's obviously experienced at it, and the river was quite high, so there wasn't many rapids at all to go through. Saw a lot of canoeists out there on the river.
That was
lots actually.
Pipariki campsite was excellent, wasn't it? That was a good campsite. Yeah.
Beautiful. Quite new facilities.
Yeah, good food.
Took our order. Great food. And a beautiful lounge inside with kitchen and plenty of conversation going on, and we had a really good night there.
Given some dehydrated meals from another traveller because he took pity on us.
That's right. Yeah.
Happy days. Yeah. And then the next day, Pipariki to Wanganui.
Well,
we
got wet. Rain. What else can I say? Rain and rain.
Through Jerusalem, London, and Athens, I think.
Oh yes, the towns that had absolutely no relevance to their namesake, but anyway, it made it interesting.
It's a wet day.
Wet.
But we stayed with
Murray and Kathy.
Yeah.
Very nice.
They were lovely.
Arrived to a beautifully tidy, clean bedrooms with towels and
Little
chocolates,
chocolate.
like a true hotel.
Yeah, no,
Fantastic.
that was a great stay. Thanks, Murray and Kathy.
Thank you. And I got introduced to a really interesting TV show, which
yes.
I won't talk about at this
Correct.
point.
Married at First Sight, one of your favourites. Next day, Wanganui, the famous Hunterville pub.
Well, of course, it was the tail end of a cyclone, so it poured,
Yes,
absolutely poured overnight, to the point where we were hesitating to go. I managed to get a physio to look at my shoulder, which was good, my back,
Nice to see.
which was filled in some time while it was raining, and then we set off.
Late start.
Almost got
12 o'clock start, I think it was.
Yeah, almost
Very late.
And the first thing that hit us crossing the Wanganui River across the footbridge got almost blown off it. It was
Pretty
just
wind.
horrendously gusty. Then had to come. And of course the highlight probably
that's
of the
right, yeah,
trip
don't forget
so
that.
far was the little tunnel and elevator that goes up the middle of this in the middle of this hill.
That was fascinating.
And we were right at the top on the ridgeline to howling wind, but it improved until then it started raining.
Yeah.
It improved till
Remember
it
that.
rained the last 2 hours and we got soaked.
So we landed
And we
at the
arrived at that
Hunterville Hotel,
Hunterville
and we were
Hotel.
wet, and what a
Soaked.
classic country pub that was.
Yeah, this is the one where they have the specific instructions to all the cyclists. It's pretty good. He says, don't worry about your bikes, the dog will guard them. And yep, the dog was ever present.
I think most of the patrons at the hotel wouldn't have any interest in bicycles,
No.
I've got to say.
However, they were
Lovely
extremely
people.
helpful, giving us instructions on
Yeah, that
what we couldn't do the next day.
That is true, actually.
So
That's very
if
handy.
we'd set off without talking to them, we might have been in a little bit of trouble, because I'll get the name wrong. It's Pa something or other. Paharinga,
Ring and then a PT.
Paharinga, Apati, and then Paharinga. The Paharinga bridge got completely washed out. The campsite down there, which is it's called I don't know.
Totra? Something like
Total Grove. That's it. Total Grove, completely underwater. So yes, we did a bypass,
few
few
detours
detours,
there.
and then we had the most amazing coincidence.
Where did we end up at? We ended up at...
We came down into
Ashurst,
to be met by a friend John Ellington, who happened to be driving, who was actually going to start the TA with us in the first place, right back at Kaparinga, but he was driving back up from down south somewhere, and welcomed us with offers of coffee and snacks and everything else, and by absolute coincidence, at the same time, driving around the corner is my cousin.
Alleged coincidence?
It's a coincidence. It's a complete coincidence.
Sure.
And so we all jumped into a
cafe,
which was a really good cafe.
We were wet.
We were wet, but it's still nice to be out of the rain when you're wet.
We didn't stop at Ashurst, did we? We carried on to Palmy that night.
And we carried on to Palmy. Yep. And we stayed in the campsite at Palmy.
Right, let's go back to Palmerston North.
The
land of pack and save.
Oh yeah.
Very dodgy caravan
park, which is hard to find in the first place.
Earthquake.
Earthquake.
Yeah, had an earthquake while we were there. There's Palmerston North in that cabin that short.
Oh yes. Yep, that's right. So that
Not much to talk about in Palmerston North, really.
Palmy was interesting.
Yeah.
You stopped at a bike shop? You got something?
Palmerston North? No, didn't
you?
No.
On the way there? No, you didn't. Okay,
no.
wrong one.
And then Palmerston North to Aotearoa.
One of my favourites.
Did it rain?
Aotearoa, home of Fred Dagg and Wall. I think didn't Foot Rock Flats guy got to come from out that way as well? Murray Ball. I think he was basing it on somewhere out there. Anyway, Aotearoa, what a great pub.
Best hotel ever.
The owners were so friendly. Nothing was a problem. Wheeled our bikes. We were soaked. And
it was a bit of a hill that day. We went at Palmy up that really Poison Hill Road.
Poison Hill.
Jesus.
Get
a big gear on your bike.
Yeah. So anyway, we end up. We arrived soaked, and the owner welcomed us and just directed us straight onto the carpet.
Couldn't have been
up his hallway of his hotel on the carpet with our bikes. We parked the bikes outside the room.
Good meal.
Fantastic meal.
Good company. A lot of other cyclists turned up there, so it was funny.
Yeah.
It was a good night. Yeah, it was good.
Really.
Aotearoa, must to be recommended, and a good cafe next door for breakfast.
Yeah.
And then Aotearoa too. Where do we go to there?
Gee,
No, to our favourite spot, Martinborough.
To Martinborough. So
Raining
to
again?
Martinborough. We get rain.
That's forgotten again now. Headwinds.
We got wet again.
Quite a nice ride though.
We had a
scenery's been
very
great,
average
even though it's
stop on
raining.
that one. We stopped in. Where did we stop?
I don't remember.
It was a biggish town. That was
I don't know, Masterton? Yeah, it was. We went through Masterton to Martinborough. Yeah, nothing really. Oh, there was a cafe there, had lunch, big deal.
Yeah.
We were wet. But still nice scenery, but if it had been
so
fine, it would have been
we
better.
arrived in Martinborough to stay with basically acquaintances of acquaintances. Well, no,
Friends of friends.
friends of friends.
Friends of
They very kindly put
Jenny
us up.
and John.
Jenny and John. They were extremely kind, and they were a couple of retired musicians from the Symphony Orchestra. Live in Martinborough. Went out to a restaurant.
Martinborough
in
was pumping,
Martinborough,
absolutely
and,
pumping.
Man, people everywhere. It was a really nice
It
town.
was a nice night. Didn't rain for the first time that night.
No, our hosts knew everybody, literally, everybody in that town, as they filed into the restaurant. So it was, yeah.
So, yeah,
And
better day, yeah.
the host John was not John, Ed. Sorry, Ed was, and he's American and was a keen cyclist. Lots of bikes. So perfect.
So yeah, good day.
So the next
Good
day,
conversation. Next day we were Martinborough to Wellington.
Wellington,
Big day over the Rimatakas.
and Ed accompanied us to the bottom of the Rimatakas
Yep.
on his bike, which is nice. It was.
And then we realised why he didn't accompany us any further.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Although that was actually
bit of single track down the bottom.
Funny thing though, apart from that bit of single track at the start, which wasn't hilly, but it was just really narrow and lots of overgrown bushes each side, and cicadas sort of clinging to you. After that, actually the gradient was pretty steady because it was basically 1 in 15
Yeah.
constant gradient that they built for a train, which actually was alright.
It was nice. At the summit, had nice downhill.
Beautiful.
And what happened then? Oh, tunnels. Lots of tunnels. Very pretty.
Tunnels.
Charged your lights up.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I had another mechanical failure, obviously. One of many.
Oh, which one was that, mate?
Left-hand crank arm worked its way off and decided to flap around.
Crank just fell off, which I now think about what the impact of that would have been on a fast downhill, or
Yeah,
if it had got caught in your spokes or something. But
anyway,
so
we made it to Lower Hutt, or we called them Evo Cycles, and they were fantastic. Had to look at it. Didn't have a part for it. Directed us to another bike shop called Cycle Science, who had the part, little tensioner for the crank. Tensioned it up. They reckon it was okay. Time will tell.
yeah, yeah.
I'll keep an eye on it. So,
And I found a replacement for the lock.
Oh yes, that's right.
My hip lock
It was
that
lost.
I lost back in Matamata. So
I bought a new light from the shop, so that
and we
was
got a
good.
new light. Wow.
And then we landed in Wellington with the lovely Sarah. Not a bad ride down through the Hutt Valley, through
Yep.
Picton, good bike track.
Yep.
Still had a bloody headwind, but anyway, it's
Yeah.
right. But no, Sarah was fantastic.
Sarah was most welcoming. Fantastic staying with her, and had a room each, and had a nice
Breakfast this morning, which is great.
leisurely breakfast.
It was lovely. Got on the ferry on time. Got a lovely girl at Spotlight to mend my nicks that Steve bloody crunched up in the washing machine with his Velcro. It was great. On the ferry, nice calm crossing.
Yep.
We arrived in Picton, where we are now. It's not raining. There's no wind.
No.
And the forecast next few days is looking
Not
good for
too
South
bad.
Island. So this is the start of South Island leg now. I haven't bailed. I've got no choice but to carry on. Even though Steve buggered up the schedule and made us get to Invercargill a day late for our flight, but we'll work around that.
We've got a fix for that. We have got
There's
a
always
fix
a fix.
already.
So some big days coming up, but I'm looking forward to actually looking forward to doing some camping and some better weather.
And some big days,
Big days.
and we don't have any opportunity for rest days now. So
Well, I do because I like to shuttle somewhere, but you don't. So thanks, Mr. Bullock. Well done, and
yep.
try to get your interviews more regular in future.
And look at this welcome we got from, I don't know whether it shows up on the camera, but
Yeah, pretty good.
look at that welcome from Rebecca, who's Sarah's sister,
Yes,
who
lovely.
couldn't be with us in the house, but well.
Lovely family. Could not have asked for a better stay. Thank you, Sarah and Rebecca. That was great. And over and out.